Admiral June Park stood at the large window of Earth Defense Command. His eyes never left the strange ship that hung in the sky. The alien vessel was huge, over 2 kilometers long. It had appeared 3 days ago without warning. Earth's best radar systems hadn't detected it coming. "Still no change, sir," said Commander Sue Kim. She stood beside him, her face lit by the glow of her tablet. "They're broadcasting the same message on all channels." June nodded. The message was simple and frightening. "Surrender your resources or face extinction." "What do we know about them?" he asked. "They call themselves the Maraudin Collective. From what we can tell, they've done this before. They find planets they think are weak, take what they want, and leave." June turned away from the window. The command center buzzed with activity. Screens showed the alien ship from different angles. People spoke in hushed, worried voices. "They think we're weak," he said. "Good." Sue looked at him with raised eyebrows. "Sir? For 70 years we've hidden our true strength. We've let the galaxy think humans are just beginning to explore space." A small smile crossed his face. "They have no idea what we've built." Sue checked that no one was listening. "Should we tell the public about the Phantom Fleet now?" "Not yet. The fewer people who know, the better. The Phantom Fleet, Earth's secret weapon, hidden in bases on the Moon, Mars, and deep under Earth's oceans were ships more powerful than anything the galaxy had seen. For generations, Earth had pooled its resources and best minds to build them in total secrecy. "The Council is meeting in an hour," Sue said. "They'll want your recommendation." June nodded. "Tell Captain Han to prepare the UES Defender for possible engagement." "Just the Defender? But it's our only warship." "Yes, as far as the Myrmidons know." June's eyes gleamed. "Let them keep thinking that." Captain Han Lee checked the systems of the UES Defender one more time. The ship was Earth's first and only official warship. Small, lightly armed, and painfully visible to anyone watching Earth. "All systems normal, Captain," said Lieutenant G. Park from the weapons station. "Though I don't know what good our cannons will do against that monster." Han smiled. "We're not meant to fight them, Lieutenant. We're the distraction." The bridge crew exchanged nervous glances. Only Han and his senior officers knew about Protocol Silence Breaker. His communication panel lit up. "Captain Lee, this is Admiral Park. The Council has made its decision." "Yes, sir. What are our orders?" "Make contact with the Maraudin vessel. Inform them that Earth wishes to discuss terms, and if they demand immediate surrender." There was a pause. "Stall them, Captain. We need 3 more days." Han understood what wasn't being said. 3 days for the Phantom Fleet to complete final preparations. "Yes, sir. Defender will make contact within the hour." As the communication ended, Han turned to his crew. "Battle stations. This isn't a drill. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in a facility that didn't exist on any public record, Chief Engineer Tae-Yoon walked through massive hangar bays. Above him towered ships that no alien eye had ever seen. The Dreadnoughts. 20 of them, each 5 times larger than the Maraudin ship currently threatening Earth. Black as space itself, with hulls designed to absorb, rather than reflect, light and sensors. They were invisible until they chose not to be. Tae's tablet beeped. The message was simple. Protocol Silence Breaker authorized. 3-day countdown initiated. He took a deep breath. For 30 years he had worked on these ships. Now they would finally leave their hiding places. He approached the nearest dreadnought. The heavens thunder. Its massive hull disappeared into the shadows of the hangar. Workers swarmed around it like ants, making final preparations. "Is she ready?" asked a voice behind him. Tae turned to see Colonel Min Kang, commander of the 1st Dreadnought Squadron. "Yes, all 20 are at 100% readiness. The lunar base reports their 10 are also ready. Mars base needs another day for the final 5. Min nodded, his eyes traveling up the enormous ship. 70 years of secrets, Tae. Do you think it was worth it? The Maraudins have conquered 87 worlds because those worlds weren't ready. Tae's voice was firm. We will be different. The UES Defender approached the Maraudin ship slowly. Captain Han tried not to think about how his small vessel would fit inside the alien craft's docking bay with room to spare. "They're scanning us, Captain," reported G. "Their weapon systems are active but not targeting." "Open a channel," Han ordered. When his communications officer nodded, he spoke clearly. "This is Captain Han Lee of the United Earth Defense Force vessel Defender. We wish to discuss your demands." The screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. Purple-skinned, with 4 eyes arranged in a diamond pattern, the Morodan looked down at Han with obvious disdain. "I am Supreme Commander Valkon of the glorious Morodan Collective. There is nothing to discuss. You will surrender your planet's resources as requested, or we will take them." Han kept his face neutral. "Supreme Commander, surely we can come to an arrangement that benefits both our peoples. Earth wishes peace." Valkon made a sound like stones grinding together, possibly laughter. "Our scans show your vessel is the only military ship your planet possesses. You have primitive satellites, and 1 small space station. You are in no position to negotiate." Han acted concerned. "Please, we need time to convince our leaders. Not all humans understand the seriousness of your demands." "You have 3 days," Valkon said. "Then we begin taking what we need with or without your cooperation." The screen went dark. G looked at Han. 3 days. Exactly what the Admiral wanted. Han nodded. "They took the bait. They think we're just stalling out of fear." "Aren't we afraid, sir?" Han thought of the Phantom Fleet, the 35 Dreadnoughts and hundreds of support ships hidden throughout the solar system. Earth's secret guardians, built over generations while humanity pretended to be taking its first steps into space. "No. Lieutenant, we're not afraid, we're patient." Admiral June Park read the report from Captain Han with satisfaction. In the command center's war room, he addressed the 12 members of Earth's Defense Council. "The Morodans have given us exactly the time we need. They believe their intelligence is correct, that Earth has no significant space military." The Secretary General nodded. "Then we proceed with Protocol Silence Breaker. After 70 years, humanity will finally reveal its true strength." June looked at the holographic display showing the positions of Earth's hidden fleet. "There's an old saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. For generations we've spoken softly to the galaxy. In 3 days we show them our stick." Commander Su studied the Morodan ship's schematics. "Their shields are designed to stop known weapons. They have no defense against our quantum cannons because they don't know such technology exists." "Will you offer them a chance to retreat?" asked one council member. June's face hardened. "Of course, we are not conquerors, but if they refuse..." He let the thought hang in the air. Everyone understood. The galaxy was about to learn that humans were not the primitive species they appeared to be. The silence was about to be broken by the thunder of Earth's dreadnoughts, and nothing would ever be the same again. 2 days had passed since the meeting with the Morodan ship. The alien vessel now had company. 6 smaller ships had emerged from its sides. They looked like sharp teeth ready to bite. "They're getting impatient," said Commander Su Kim, watching the ships on the large screen. "The smaller vessels are moving to positions around the planet." Admiral June Park nodded. "Right on time. They always follow the same pattern: show of force, then small attacks to scare the population." The command center was quieter now. Only essential personnel remained. The rest had been moved to secure bunkers deep underground or to the secret bases. Most of Earth's people still didn't know about the Phantom Fleet, but they would soon. "Message from the Morodan flagship," reported a communications officer. "They're demanding to speak with our highest leader." "Put it through," June said. The screen changed to show Supreme Commander Valkon. The alien looked even more arrogant than before. "Your time is running out," Valkon said. "We have detected your people moving to underground shelters. You know you cannot win. Surrender now and we will be merciful." June kept his face calm. "We are still discussing your demands. Our leaders need more time." Valkon's 4 eyes narrowed. "No more time. To show we are serious, we will now take a small sample of your resources." The screen went dark. They've launched landing craft, Sue reported. 20 smaller ships heading for unpopulated areas, deserts and plains. June picked up his secure phone. It's time. Tell Captain Han to execute Phase 1. Aboard the UES Defender, Captain Han Lee received the Admiral's order with a small smile. Finally, he whispered. He turned to his bridge crew. Prepare to engage the nearest Merodan scout vessel. Target their engines only. Lieutenant G. Park looked surprised. Sir, the Defender's weapons can't penetrate their shields. They don't know that we know that, Han said. Trust me. The Defender moved from its orbit, engines burning bright as it headed toward the nearest alien ship. The Merodan vessel was 3 times their size, but it didn't change course. It didn't see the Defender as a threat. They're not even powering up their weapons, G said. They think we're that harmless. Fire when ready, Lieutenant. Aim for their propulsion system. The Defender's cannons fired, bright beams of energy striking the Merodan ship. As expected, they splashed harmlessly against the alien shields. No. Effect, Captain G reported. Fire again. Make it look good. The Defender continued its attack, moving in a pattern that seemed desperate and untrained. The Merodan ship finally turned, almost lazily, to face them. They're powering up weapons, G said, tension in her voice. Perfect, Han replied. Begin. Broadcast on all frequencies. Make sure they can hear us. Han pressed a button on his chair. This is Captain Han Lee of Earth's only defense vessel. We are under attack. Requesting immediate assistance. Our weapons are ineffective. I repeat. He nodded to G, who cut the transmission in the middle of his sentence. Now we run, Han told his crew. Make it look like we're afraid. The Defender turned and accelerated away from the Merodan ship, which began to follow. They took the bait, Han said, watching the tactical display. Now they think they've confirmed that Earth is defenseless. Deep under the lunar surface, Commander Yuna Choi watched the Defender's performance on her screen. She couldn't help but admire Captain Han's acting skills. The Merodans were completely fooled. Status report, she ordered. All 10 lunar dreadnoughts at full power, her second-in-command reported. Quantum drives online, weapons systems green, we're ready. Yuna looked at the massive chamber around her. The underground base stretched for kilometers beneath the moon's surface. In 10 enormous hangars sat 10 of humanity's secret weapons, the Dreadnoughts. Each one was a mountain of black metal and advanced technology, built over decades in complete secrecy. Her communications panel lit up. Commander Choi, this is Admiral Park. The Merodans have taken the bait. Begin Phase 2 of Silence Breaker. Yes, sir. Yuna turned to her crew. Open the lunar gates. Prepare all ships for launch. Across the lunar surface, huge doors began to slide open, revealing deep shafts leading to the underground hangars. The doors had been disguised as natural craters, invisible to any watching eyes. Yuna walked to the main hangar where her ship waited. The Dreadnought Galaxy's Wrath hummed with power, its black hull absorbing light. At 5 kilometers long, it dwarfed the Merodan mothership. It's time, she told her crew as they boarded. Remember your training. Remember why we built these ships? As she settled into the command chair, Yuna felt a strange mix of excitement and calm. For her entire career, she had trained for this moment. The ships had never left their hiding places before. Now they would show the galaxy what humans could do. On Mars, Colonel Min Kang watched as 50 fighter squadrons prepared for launch. The Red Planet had been home to Earth's research outpost for 20 years, or so the world thought. In reality, the small public base was just a cover for the massive military installation hidden beneath the surface. All squadrons report ready, his aide said, awaiting your command. Min nodded. Begin launch sequence, remember? Fighters stay hidden behind Phobos until the signal. One by one, the squadrons lifted off through hidden doors in the Martian surface. Each fighter was small but deadly, equipped with technology no alien race had ever seen. Min's own ship, the Dreadnought Titan's Fury, waited in the largest hangar. It would be the last to launch, leading the 5 Mars-based Dreadnoughts into battle. His communications panel beeped. It was Chief Engineer Tae Yoon from Earth. The Pacific Fleet is moving into position, Tae reported. 20 dreadnoughts ready to surface on your mark. Excellent, Min replied. Any sign the Merodans have detected our preparations? None. Their sensors are focused on our cities and military bases. They're still looking for technology they understand. Min smiled grimly. They're about to see technology they don't understand. Supreme Commander Valkon was pleased. The pathetic human warship had fled after a brief, futile attack. His scouts were already landing at key points around the planet, preparing to extract resources. Resistance is minimal, reported his second-in-command. Local military forces are using primitive projectile weapons and simple missiles. No match for our technology. As expected, Valkon said. Begin the second wave of landings. Target their population centers to increase panic. Sir, we're detecting unusual energy readings from their moon. Valkon dismissed this with a wave. Their primitive mining operations, nothing more. Our intelligence is clear. Humans barely have spaceflight capability. But sir, enough. Proceed with the invasion. I want resource extraction to begin within 6 hours. Valkon turned back to the view screen showing Earth. Such a blue, resource-rich world. The Merodan Collective would strip it of everything valuable within weeks. The humans had no idea what was coming. Their single warship had run away. Their ground forces were scattered and weak. Victory would be simple and complete. As Valkon watched, Earth turned slowly below him. He had no idea that he was being watched as well. Hidden in orbit using technology that made them invisible to Merodan sensors, Earth's satellites recorded everything. In 24 hours, the trap would be sprung, and the silence would be broken forever. The third day dawned. Across Earth, people watched the skies with fear. News reports showed the Merodan ships hovering over major cities. 10 landing craft had already touched down in remote areas, and strange machines were digging into the Earth, taking samples of minerals and water. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral June Park stood before the United Earth Council. On screens around the room, military and civilian leaders from around the world watched and waited. The Merodans have given us their final warning, June said. They demand our surrender within 1 hour. After that, they will begin attacking cities. The Secretary General nodded gravely. Then it's time. Operation Silence Breaker is authorized. June bowed slightly. Thank you, Madam Secretary. He turned to Commander Sue Kim. Send the signal. Sue's fingers moved across her console. She pressed a large red button that had never been used before. Signal sent. Across the solar system, hidden receivers picked up the encrypted message. 3 simple words: break the silence. Supreme Commander Valkon stood on the bridge of his flagship, looking down at Earth. His patience had run out. No response from the humans, his second-in-command reported. Their hour is up. Begin the attacks, Valkon ordered. Target their largest city first. Show them the cost of defiance. A Merodan destroyer moved into position above Seoul. Its Daze weapons powered up, glowing with green energy. Weapons at full power, reported the destroyer's captain. Targeting complete. Fire, ordered Valkon, watching from his flagship. But before the destroyer could fire, its sensors detected something strange. A massive object was moving from behind Earth's moon, something that hadn't been there before. Sir, unknown vessel approaching, the destroyer captain reported, panic in his voice. It's huge. On his flagship, Valkon frowned. Impossible. Our scans showed no ships in that area. Energy spike, shouted his sensor officer. Incoming weapon, the transmission cut off. On his screen, Valkon watched in shock as the destroyer exploded in a ball of blue fire. What happened? He demanded. Report. Unknown vessel fired some kind of energy weapon, his officer said. Nothing like we've seen before. The destroyer's shields failed instantly. Valkon stared at the screen as more objects appeared from behind the moon. 10 massive ships, black as space itself, moving with impossible grace for their size. More. Contacts, shouted his sensor officer. 20 large vessels surfacing from Earth's oceans, 5 more approaching from Mars, hundreds of smaller craft launching from hidden bases. Valkon couldn't believe what he was seeing. Where had all these ships come from? Earth was supposed to be a primitive world with almost no space capability. His communications officer interrupted his thoughts. Incoming transmission from one of the Earth vessels. Put it through, Valcon ordered, his 4 eyes wide with shock. Admiral June Park stood on the bridge of the Dreadnought Heaven's Thunder. The massive ship had risen from its underwater hangar minutes earlier, water cascading from its black hull as it ascended into the sky. Around it, 19 other dreadnoughts broke the surface of the Pacific Ocean, rising like sea monsters from ancient legends. All Pacific Fleet dreadnoughts reporting ready, Admiral, reported his weapons officer. Lunar Fleet has destroyed 1 Mirodan destroyer. Mars Fleet will be in position in 3 minutes. June nodded. Open a channel to the Mirodan flagship. Wendy CU1. The connection was made. He looked into the camera. This is Admiral June Park of the United Earth Defense Force. Your ship has violated Earth space. You will power down your weapons and withdraw immediately, or be destroyed. On the screen, Supreme. Commander Valcon looked stunned. Where did these ships come from? Our intelligence said. Your intelligence was wrong, June interrupted. Earth is not defenseless. Earth has never been defenseless. Impossible, Valcon hissed. These ships, they can't be yours. You're a primitive species. June allowed, himself a small smile. That's what we wanted you to think. For 70 years we built in secret. We let you believe we were weak. Now you know the truth. On the Dreadnought Galaxy's Wrath, Commander Yuna Choi watched as her fleet moved into attack position. The 10 lunar dreadnoughts spread out, surrounding the Mirodan ships. Target all Mirodan vessels, she ordered. Disable if possible. Destroy if necessary. Her weapons officer nodded. Quantum cannons locked on targets. The Mirodan ships were beginning to move, trying to form a defensive formation. They fired their weapons at the Earth ships, but their energy beams bounced harmlessly off the dreadnoughts. Shields. They can't hurt us, Yuna said with satisfaction. Their weapons are too weak. Enemy ship approaching bearing 270, reported her tactical officer. Yuna turned to see a Mirodan cruiser charging toward them, all weapons firing. They're trying to ram us, she said calmly. Evasive maneuvers. The Galaxy's Wrath, despite its enormous size, moved with surprising speed. It rolled to one side, letting the Mirodan ship pass harmlessly by. Fire, Yuna ordered. The quantum cannons fired, blue beams of energy cutting through space. They struck the Mirodan cruiser's engines. The alien ship went dark, drifting powerless in space. One down, Yuna said. Many to go. From Mars orbit, Colonel Min Kang led the fighter squadrons into battle. The small, fast Earthships swarmed around the larger Mirodan vessels like angry bees. All squadrons, target their sensor arrays and weapons, Min ordered from his dreadnought, Titan's Fury. Don't let them coordinate their defense. The fighters darted in and out, firing precision shots that disabled the Mirodan ships without destroying them. 3 Mirodan destroyers tried to flee, accelerating away from Earth. The 5 Mars dreadnoughts moved to cut them off. They're trying to escape to report back to their fleet, Min said. We can't let that happen. Titan's Fury moved into the destroyer's path. Its massive hull blocked their escape route. Attention, Mirodan vessels, Min broadcast. Power down or be destroyed. 2. Destroyers slowed and stopped. The 3rd kept coming. Min sighed. Some people never learn. Weapons, target the approaching destroyer. Full power. The dreadnought's main cannon fired. A beam of blue energy lanced out, cutting the Mirodan ship in half. The explosion lit up space like a new star. The other 2 are powering down, reported his tactical officer. Min nodded. Good, begin boarding procedures. Back on his flagship, Supreme Commander Valcon watched in horror as his fleet was systematically disabled or destroyed. Of his 30 ships, 20 were already dark, drifting helplessly. 5 had been destroyed. The rest were surrounded. How is this possible? He whispered. They were supposed to be primitive. His second-in-command had no answer. The tactical display told the story. Earth ships were everywhere, more advanced and powerful than anything the Morodan Collective had ever encountered. "Sir," said his communications officer, "Admiral Park is hailing us again." Valkan nodded numbly. Admiral Park's face appeared on the screen. "Commander Valkan, your fleet is defeated. Do you surrender?" Valkan looked around his bridge. His crew waited for his order. To fight on would mean death for all of them. "I surrender," he said finally. Park nodded. "A wise decision. Prepare to be boarded." As the transmission ended, Valkan sank into his command chair. How would he explain this to the collective? The humans had tricked everyone, hiding their true strength. For decades, the silence had been broken, and the galaxy would never be the same. 2 days after the battle, Supreme Commander Valkan knelt in the great meeting hall of the Dreadnought Heaven's Thunder. Earth's military leaders sat in a half-circle before him. Behind them stood guards in black uniforms. Admiral June Park entered the room. Everyone stood except Valkan, who remained on his knees. "Rise, Commander," June said. "We do not require our prisoners to kneel." Valkan stood slowly, his purple skin pale with stress. "What will happen to me and my crew?" "That depends on you," June replied. He gestured to a chair. "Please sit. We have much to discuss." Valkan sat carefully. His 4 eyes darted around the room, taking in the humans and their technology. "I still don't understand," he said. "How did you hide all this?" "Our scouts watched Earth for decades." June smiled slightly. "And we knew they were watching. Everything they saw was what we wanted them to see." Commander Sue Kim stepped forward with a tablet. She tapped it, and a large screen lit up on the wall. It showed images of Earth's public space program, the small rockets, the simple satellites, the single space station. "This is what your scouts saw," Sue explained. "All real, but only a small part of the truth." The images changed to show massive underground facilities, lunar bases hidden beneath crater floors, and Martian hangars built into canyon walls. "This is what we kept hidden," June said. "For 70 years, Earth's nations worked together in secret to build the Phantom Fleet." Valkan's eyes widened. "But why? If you had this technology, why hide it? Your people could have joined the galactic community decades ago." Captain Han Lee, who had been standing quietly at the side of the room, stepped forward. "Because we were listening to your transmissions. We knew what happened to other worlds that revealed advanced technology too soon. The Krell system," Sue added. "The Bentari, the Jorans, all contacted by the Morodan Collective, all stripped of resources and technology." Valkan looked down. He couldn't deny it. That was how the Collective operated. Find worlds with valuable technology or resources, then take what they wanted. "So we made a decision," June continued. "We would present ourselves as primitive while we built our defenses. When the Collective eventually found us, as we knew they would, we would be ready." Engineer Tae Yoon entered the room. He carried a small black box. "Our most closely guarded secret," he said, placing the box on the table. "The quantum core." He opened the box to reveal a small glowing cube, pulsing with blue light. "This is what powers our dreadnoughts," Tae explained. "Technology we developed in secret. It generates more energy than 1,000 of your fusion reactors." Valkan stared at the cube. "Impossible. Such technology. The Collective's scientists said it was centuries away." "Your scientists were wrong," Tae said simply. June sat across from Valkan. "Now, Commander, let's discuss the future. Your fleet is defeated. Your choices are limited." On the Dreadnought Galaxy's Wrath, Commander Yuna Choi supervised the repair of a damaged section. The ship had taken a lucky hit from a Morodan weapon during the battle. The damage was minor, but she wanted everything perfect. Her communication panel beeped. "Commander, we've detected a signal. Long range, directed toward the Morodan home system." Yuna frowned. "Source?" "One of the disabled Morodan ships. They must have repaired their communications." "Intercept it," she ordered. "What does it say?" Her communications officer worked quickly. "It's a warning message. They're telling the Collective about our fleet, about our technology." Yuna nodded. As we expected, Admiral Park needs to know. She opened a secure channel to Heaven's Thunder. Admiral, the Maraudans have managed to send a message home. The collective now knows about us. Understood, Commander, came June's reply. Proceed with Phase 4. Yuna turned to her crew. You heard the Admiral. Prepare all ships for long-range deployment. Colonel Min Kang floated in zero gravity, inspecting the captured Maraudan destroyer. Earth engineers moved around him, studying the alien technology. Their weapons are actually quite primitive, one engineer reported. Their advantage was numbers, not quality. Min nodded. That fits with their strategy. Overwhelm with quantity rather than quality. His communicator beeped. It was Engineer Tay from Earth. Colonel, the Maraudans have contacted their homeworld. The Admiral is implementing Phase 4. Min's expression grew serious. Understood. We'll begin immediately. He turned to his officers. Prepare all 5 Mars Dreadnoughts for long-range deployment. We're going to the edge of the solar system. One officer looked concerned. Sir, we've never taken the Dreadnoughts that far. There's a first time for everything, Min replied. The Maraudans will send a larger fleet. We need to be ready to meet them before they reach Earth. In Earth Defense Command, Admiral June Park addressed the United Earth Council. The room was tense with anticipation. The Maraudan Collective now knows about our fleet, he said. As we predicted, they have already dispatched a larger force. Our long-range sensors detect at least 100 ships heading for our solar system. The Secretary General leaned forward. How long until they arrive? 3 weeks at their top speed, June replied. More than enough time to implement Phase 4. Explain Phase 4 to those who don't know, the Secretary requested. June nodded. Phase 4 is why we built the Dreadnoughts in the first place. Not just to defend Earth, but to take the fight to any enemy that threatens us. He tapped his tablet, and a holographic map of the solar system appeared above the table. Points of light showed the positions of Earth's fleet. We will not wait for them to reach us, June continued. 20 Dreadnoughts will remain to defend Earth. The other 15, along with our fighter squadrons, will move to intercept the Maraudan fleet at the edge of our system. A preemptive strike? Asked one council member. No, June shook his head. A show of force. We will offer them the chance to retreat. If they refuse, he let the sentence hang unfinished. And what of Commander Valkon? Asked another council member. He will return to his people with a message, June said. And evidence of our technology. The Maraudan Collective must understand that Earth is not to be threatened again. Supreme Commander Valkon stood in the shuttle bay of Heaven's Thunder. His small command ship had been repaired and was ready to depart. Admiral June Park handed him a small data crystal. This contains our terms for peace. Your leaders will find them fair. Valkon took the crystal carefully. They may not listen. The collective has never retreated from a target world before. Then they will learn a painful lesson, June said, his voice hard. We built our fleet for defense, not conquest, but we will not hesitate to use it if threatened again. Valkon looked at the Admiral with new respect. I believe you, and I will tell them exactly what I've seen here. Good, June said. Now go. Your escort will ensure you reach the rendezvous point safely. As Valkon boarded his ship, he thought about what he would tell the collective leaders. How could he explain that the supposedly primitive humans had fooled everyone, that their technology was beyond anything the collective possessed? The truth was simple but hard to accept. Earth was not what it had seemed, and the galaxy would have to adjust to this new reality. As his ship departed the Dreadnought, Valkon watched the massive Earth fleet through his viewport, black ships against the blackness of space visible only by the stars they blocked. The silence had been broken, and everyone would hear the thunder. 3 weeks later, at the edge of the solar system, 15 Earth Dreadnoughts waited in formation. Hundreds of fighter ships moved around them like protective bees around their hives. The ships were positioned just beyond Neptune's orbit, their black hulls almost invisible against space. On the bridge of the Dreadnought Titan's Fury, Colonel Min Kang watched the long-range scanners. The approaching Maraudin fleet was now visible, 120 ships of various sizes, led by a massive vessel 3 times larger than their original mothership. "They'll be within communication range in 10 minutes, reported his sensor officer. Min nodded. "Inform Admiral Park and Commander Choi." On a nearby dreadnought, Commander Yuna Choi prepared her ships. The Galaxy's Wrath and 9 other dreadnoughts formed a wide arc behind Min's vessels. "All ships report ready," her second-in-command said. "Quantum weapons charged, shields at maximum." Yuna felt strangely calm. This was the moment they had prepared for all their lives. "Remember, our goal is peace, not destruction. We show strength so we don't have to use it." Her communications panel lit up. It was Admiral Park speaking from Earth. "Commander Choi, Colonel Kang, the Maraudin fleet is approaching as expected. Has Valkon made contact?" "Not yet, sir," Min replied. "But we're detecting a small ship moving, ahead of their main fleet. Could be him." June's face was serious. "Let's hope the collective listened to him. If not..." "We're ready, Admiral," Yuna assured him. Supreme Commander Valkon stood nervously on the bridge of his small ship. Behind him, the massive Maraudin war fleet approached, the largest force the collective had ever sent to a single world. Before him, the human fleet waited. Even from this distance, he could see the enormous black dreadnoughts. The ships that had so easily defeated his own fleet 3 weeks ago. "They won't listen," he muttered to himself. His return to the collective had been difficult. The leaders had not believed his stories about Earth's technology. They thought he was exaggerating, to explain his failure. So they had sent High Commander Drikos with a massive fleet to properly deal with the humans. Valkon's communication panel beeped. It was Dracos calling from the collective flagship. "You will speak to the humans," Dracos ordered. "Tell them to surrender immediately or be destroyed. Make them understand the full might of the collective now faces them." Valkon took a deep breath. "High Commander, I must advise against threats. These humans..." "You failed once, Valkon. Do not fail again. Deliver our demands." The communication ended. Valkon sighed and opened a channel to the Earth fleet. Colonel Min Kang received Valkon's transmission on the Titan's Fury. "Colonel Kang," Valkon said, his voice strained. "The collective has sent High Commander Dracos with our largest war fleet. They demand Earth's immediate surrender." Min raised an eyebrow. "After what happened to your fleet, they still think they can win?" "They did not believe my reports," Valkon admitted. "They think I exaggerated your capabilities." "I see," Min said calmly. "Then they will learn the hard way. Stand by, Commander Valkon." Min contacted Commander Choi and Admiral Park, sharing Valkon's message. "So diplomacy has failed," June said. "Implement the Bright Shield Protocol." Min nodded. "Yes, sir." He turned to his weapons officer.